The Presidential Campaign Council of Agege and Orile Agege says the announcement of Tunde Aziz and Idowu Akinola by the party as their flag bearers is not only misleading, but a gross misrepresentation of their democratic will.
This is Agege. It is not political estate of anybody. Yes or no? Yes. It is our home, and therefore we must protect it.
These papers were written by one person, the same signature, the same handwriting for the vote. And to me, it seems the politics in Agege is now going down the drain.
As the party secretariat in Akme Ogba, more aggrieved party faithful lay their petitions, one of the aspirants from Badagry West LCDA, Oluremi Nutai, calls for a rerun of the exercise, rejecting the victory of Ibrahim Yemaren.
How do you tell anybody that 13 votes within the space of 2 to 3 hours disappeared? We have never seen anything like that. And we know the party we belong to. It is the party that does not support electoral fraud.
We voted en masse for Princess Nutai Oluremi, but at the end of the day, to my surprise, the result that came out now said my aspirant, Princess Oluremi Nutai, did not even get any single vote. Where does that happen?
Stakeholders from Yaba LCDA also reject the rumored selection of Bayo Adefuye, saying this move could affect the APC's chances during the July polls and in the future.
They are from Sanwo-Olu. They are not living in Yaba, Papa. We don't want them in Yaba. We don't want them. They should give us our mandate.
The incumbent council chairman of Agbado Okiodo, David Famuyiwa, who lost to Jimo Ishola, says the review of the exercise will be in the larger interest of the party and sustain the morale of members.
We have all our delegates here, and they all said to us emphatically and affirmatively that they all voted for David Adagbado Famiwa. We appeal to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is the overall leader of our party, to come to our aid.
Attention now shifts to the appeal committee headed by the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Lagos, Lawal Pedro SAN, to address the grievances of aspirants and delegates who participated at the primaries following the expiration of the deadline for appeals to be submitted.
Aspirants and delegates rejected the declared outcome, accusing state party leaders of manipulating the process to impose unpopular candidates. The controversy has reignited grievances over internal party democracy, with calls mounted for genuine results to be upheld and non-performing incumbents to be rejected. Protesters insist that if votes cast at primaries are not respected, then the entire process is rendered futile.
We are here at the UTC Party Secretariat to express our grievance to the party hierarchy. We are here to let them know of an impending danger for the party in the 2027 election. Comrade Akinson Alasisi has been returned as the flag bearer of the party for the forthcoming local government election. Comrade Akinson Alasisi actively worked against the party in 2023, and we have solid reasons to believe that in connivance with Enilolubo and Aregbe, they are planning to work against the party in 2027. Because the country is one of the most stagnated, developed local government LCDs in Lagos at the moment. Always ranked 56th, 57th in the monthly gazette of the state. Not be led to run away with the party's ticket. As we all know, the APC enjoys the goodwill of people of Alimosho, and we don't want that to come to an end. We want the party to review the candidature of Comrade Lasisi Akisoya. He's not competent, and we have reasons to believe he's working against the party.
Hello there, good evening, and thanks for joining us on Political Lens. Now, this is Voice of the People Television. I am Chukwuma Okoro. We are broadcasting on Metro SLTV channel 264. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People Television. And on other social media platforms, we are VOP TV Live. Join the conversation by calling in or sending WhatsApp messages to the number showing on your screen. Now, the number is 0904 473 2605. Also, feel free to put up your views on the comment section on YouTube and also ask the guests constructive questions if you have any. And I assure you that your voice will be heard. Oh, well, on our menu today, the crisis in the APC in Lagos State seems to linger as scores of party members have taken to the streets to protest the imposition of candidates in the forthcoming local government election. Curiously, what's happening in Lagos State is almost replicated in almost all the states. That is talking about the APC. Away from that, the president has put paid to rumors making the rounds concerning his relationship with Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, when he publicly acknowledged that they had settled their differences and moved on. Well, let's bring in our guests as we are joined by Barrister Darlington Agomo. Barrister Darlington is a seasoned reporter and VOP in-house analyst. Good evening, Barrister Darlington, and thanks for joining us on Political Lens. We appreciate your presence as always.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Koran. How are you today?
Very well, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think Baraka the Salah continues because today is also public holiday. All right, welcome to Political Lens.
Even though the Salah has been mad, this is Salah without Ram.
Salah without Ram. Okay, there was communal Ram because a lot of people put money together and bought Ram. You know, Nigerians are very resilient people. Either way, they must have to celebrate.
Some even stole some Ram.
Well, I don't know about that, Barrister. Thanks for joining us. Now, let's kick into the show right away. They just concluded All Progressives Congress APC local government primaries in Lagos State have continued to spark widespread controversy with numerous aspirants and grassroots groups alleging imposition of candidates by influential party figures. With Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission preparing for July 12 local government elections across 20 local government areas and 37 LCDAs, internal dissent is threatening party unity. From the 470 aspirants who submitted nomination forms, 432 were cleared to contest and 55 eventually emerged as chairmanship candidates. However, several winners, including relatives of powerful politicians, have raised concerns about transparency. Among them are the brother of Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat and the son of ex-minister Shegu Ogulewe. The primaries supervised by Babatunde Ogala, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, were conducted under tight security at the APC Secretariat in Oba and other places. While two LCDAs, that is Yaba and Lagos Mainland, boycotted the primaries entirely due to unresolved internal crisis. In Yaba, the concerned youth of Yaba rejected the candidacy of Bayo Adefuye, son of Senator Anthony Adefuye, claiming he was imposed without a proper primary or consensus meeting. In a strongly worded petition to President Tinubu and the GAC, that's Governor's Advisory Council Chairman, local party leaders called for urgent intervention, accusing Adefuye of manipulating the process. Adefuye dismissed the accusations, insisting his son had deep political roots in Yaba LCDA and had once won a House of Assembly primary before stepping aside at Tinubu's request. Exactly what we are talking about, internal crisis within the party. Well, he characterized the petitioners as politically irrelevant and denied any imposition, claiming the candidate was chosen by local leaders. The primaries also saw the fall of several incumbent chairmen, including Koka Agoda, Etiosa, Ayobo Ekwaja, Abado Ukodo, and Onibombo LCDAs. Notably, in Onibombo, Olufunke Hassan, the incumbent, publicly rejected the result, calling the process a kangaroo imposition and warning it lacked both moral and legal credibility. In Amuward of LGA, another protest erupted with a group known as the Progressive Group condemning what they described as an externally orchestrated imposition. The group vowed to resist undemocratic practices and called for a transparent and inclusive electoral process that reflects the will of the people, rather than decisions made in Abuja or elsewhere. Well, former officials also have mixed outcomes. While former House of Representatives member Babatunde Humpe secured the ticket in Badagry, others like ex-lawmaker Yinka Ogunimu and Lagferi GM Ladi Balogun lost out in their respective bids, suggesting that even political experience did not guarantee success in the contentious process. Amid the growing discontent, former Minister of Communications, Major General Tajuddin Olaronwaju, retired, cautioned against license inclusion of elections in 37 LCDAs, warning that they are not constitutionally recognized. As tensions rise, calls for internal reform and a return to democratic principles within the APC are intensifying, with fears mounting that party divisions could jeopardize electoral success on June 12. Well, this glaring imposition, as seen in Lagos, is replicated in all the APC states, prompting political analysts to suggest that the APC may be heading to implosion. In Oyo, Kwara, Abia, Kano, Imo, and Akwa Ibom, the stories are the same as party faithful continue to question the process of internal democracy within the APC and its implications for Nigeria's democracy. Barrister Darlington, you heard it all, you saw the videos and everything. Barrister, let us look at the upcoming local government elections in Lagos State. More than a month after the conduct of the local government elections, slated for July 12, protests still trail the candidacy of most of the people that won the elections, which party faithful have described as an imposition. What's your take on this trajectory?
Yeah, Mr. Okoro, if this is the first time of it is happening, I would say, okay, maybe somebody made a mistake. But since since the Fourth Republic in Lagos State, it has been like that. And that is why I'm telling you that this particular Lagos State, I don't like their politics.
But Barrister, since Fourth Republic, you're talking about 26 years ago,
of
25
course,
years ago.
Yeah, 1999.
It's been the same, it's been like this?
It has been like this in position. But you are talking about local government election. How about the governorship? Has it not been in position upon in position? And yet, these people are claiming that they are the most civilized, they are the most advanced, they are the most this, they are the most that. In fact, they call themselves center of excellence. Please, what is excellence in this type of behavior? Is that how we are going to move forward with our democracy? Unfortunately, Lagosians are not even seeing what is going on. This is now continuous repeatedly, where people are selected not just on their competence but on their collection with the power that be, and nobody is seeing anything wrong in it. Can you see tomorrow now when we raise this issue, they say, if you don't like Lagos, go to your state. But this is equally part of our state. We live here, we are contributing to this state. It's very painful when you see your state going down like this because of what? Selfish interest of one man. How come all the brouhaha is pointing towards Abuja instead of pointing towards Alausa? That means the governor is not even in charge. The governor of this state is not even in charge. He doesn't control the political machinery in this state. He doesn't. So what kind of election is that? As if that one is not enough. Mr. Okoro, are you aware that by including those 37 LCDAs, Lagos State have violated our constitution? Serious violation, because the last time I checked, we have 774 local governments all over Nigeria. Why did you add your own? For what reason? Mr. Okoro, for what reason?
Barrister, I thought the issue had been settled by the Supreme Court.
No. What do you mean? Who settled what?
The Supreme Court
approved it.
What was the Supreme Court ruling on
They shut it down because it is unconstitutional.
No, did they?
Oh my God, Mr. Okoro, if the Supreme Court have approved that thing, every other state would have created 90 or 150 local. In fact, every village in Nigeria would have become a local government.
Barrister, if I understand clearly what happened at that time, the Supreme Court said, look, Lagos State, you do not have the rights, the legal rights to create local government areas. So what you need to do, if you are so interested in creating subunits, you can also devolve them into local council development areas, which is what they have. But be assured that from the federation account, you will not receive monies. So if you have a local government split into 2 or 3, when that local government receives money, they can share as they like with the LCDAs. That, Barrister, isn't that what happened?
Okay, that's what happened. But is it right? Are you looking at
No, but the Supreme Court clearly didn't condemn it.
They did.
No, they said you cannot create local government, but you can create development areas, which is what Lagos State government did at that time.
Local Council Development Authority, the local government authority.
Yes.
Look at
Barrister, the LCDAs don't receive money from the federation account, do they?
They don't.
They don't. So should that be a problem?
There is, Mr. Okoro, there is. In the first place, look at it this way. This election you are conducting, that is very, very illegal. Whose money are you using to conduct it?
Lagos State, of course. Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission.
Are they the owner of the money? It is the people of Lagos State, taxpayers' money. Mr. Okoro, taxpayers' money. You are using it to fund illegality. They are not even supposed to conduct any election. They should remain as they are.
Between appointing caretaker committees and conducting election, which one favors the people more regarding the LCDAs?
Caretaker.
Yes.
The Supreme Court have nullified the caretaker.
And so LCDAs want to conduct local government elections. Should that be a problem?
That is why they should not even exist. That's what I'm telling you here.
Barrister, let's move. I think that should be a discussion for another day.
It shouldn't be.
Yes.
It's part of the election that is causing hoopla. It's part of the election because those people conducted the election and they are going to have chairmen of those LCDA.
Okay.
Funded by what? Taxpayers' money. Are you getting what I'm saying? Meanwhile, they are unconstitutional. You can see. So,
Barrister, will you clearly say that they are unconstitutional? I just told you the Supreme Court judgment. You read that judgment. You are a lawyer. You read that judgment.
Listen very well. Listen very. You see the Supreme Court. I'm beginning to think that anything that has to do with Tinubu and Lagos State, the Supreme Court is always.
Tinubu wasn't even in. He wasn't in the presidency. He was just a governor at that time.
He was the one that created it.
Okay.
He was the one that created it, and for whatever reason, the Supreme Court gave him that. I don't know whether it.
Are you insinuating that he might have influenced that judgment?
Has he not been doing that?
Even as a governor.
In Ondo State, they created the state, but the court to shut it down. So why different judgment in Ondo State?
Which court? The Supreme Court.
The
Supreme Court.
I don't think it got to the Supreme Court.
So. Why didn't they appeal? Why didn't they appeal?
Because it was unnecessary.
No, it was because if Lagos State had received the judgment that said you can create LCDAs but don't expect money from the federation account, is there anything that stops any other state from doing that?
Look, everything is wrong with you because you are creating a very bad precedent.
Okay.
The local government authorities are enough for any state. This other one you are creating now, are you the one funding them?
No, but yes, Barrister, I understand that Lieutenant General Olare Mbaju retired has kicked against conducting election for LCDAs. I think maybe he should just go and challenge it in the court and see what happens. But now, the kind of pushback we see, in this imposition, this is not the first time. Rather, this is the first time that we are witnessing this kind of pushback, if you agree with me. Now, does it look like the president is gradually losing control of Lagos politics? What do you think? I mean, this is the first time that we see this kind of objection very brazen in the open. Is it because he's left Lagos, he's at the center now, and people are more emboldened, people are courageous to say, no, this is not what we want? Does it look like the president is losing grip of Lagos politics? Because we see other things. The kind of quarrel we see within the GAC, this is the first time that is coming out in the open and all of that. What does it tell you about the politics of Lagos State?
It tells you that infamy does not last forever. It's as simple as I've told you here. Nothing lasts forever. No matter how good it is or how bad it is, at a point, it will go down in history. Simple. So whether Tinubu is here in Lagos or is in the moon or is anywhere, look, people are growing up. I get what I'm saying. There's no way you can continue to cover the eyes of the people forever. No, it's not possible. At a point, people will now ask themselves, what is wrong with us? When a madman realizes that he's naked, that madness will stop. You are getting it. What happened during the last election opened the eyes of Lagosians. So this thing can be done. That is just what everybody. So this thing can be done. This thing can be done. Whether you like it or not, the last election liberated Lagosians. It liberated them from their political slumber.
But is it the presidential or the governorship?
The two elections, because of what played out.
Okay, but the governorship didn't go the way of the presidential election.
It did, but you know what happened? You see, Mr. Okoro, look, when somebody got victory through fraud, he knows, his conscience will be telling me, I did not win this election. No. Are you get what I'm saying? Look at this way. During the primary for that governorship in Lagos State, okay, 1.7 million people, I think, voted. Is that not true? For the governor. Now, listen very well. During the election proper, where the whole Lagosians are supposed to vote, the governor got 700,000. So go look at it. Look at it. The primary, is it not select party members? Select party member. Now, in the whole of Lagos, you won by 700,000. What does that tell you? Is that what you call victory? Was it not because of that? Thank God the governorship came first. It was
no, the presidential came first.
Sorry?
The presidential came first.
Was it the presidential?
Yeah, the presidential came first.
Okay.
Yes.
After what? Yes, after what happened with the presidential, they now prepared not to lose the governorship. That was what happened. Yes, that was what happened. After what happened here in Lagos, they now prepared and reinforced their this thing, deployed all criminal method, and of course the rest is history. So what I'm telling you that with 2027, it will not be business as usual, because infamy has a lifespan. It must expire. What are you saying? It can never happen. I have predicted it. And
okay. All right. Barrister, this protest, we are witnessing it more than 30 days after the primaries were conducted.
And even close to the election proper.
Now, how much of this protest do you think will affect the cohesion of the APC ahead of 2027 general election? Now, does it look like, do you think that this disaffection will affect the chances of the APC? Is it leading to an implosion? Will it affect the chances of the APC in 2027 election?
I have told you here that APC must implode. But I mean, count down to 2027, APC must implode. Because by the time they start doing their primaries all over Nigeria, you will now see that people are angry. Because this imposition is going to go around. Are you aware? It will go around all the states. And
yes, I think it's a culture of the APC, because you see it happen in almost all the states.
That is it. I don't know why APC can deepen democracy by this type of method. I just don't know how. So when people are telling me that somebody is a father of democracy, he fought for, I say, is this what this thing I'm seeing here? Is it the hallmark of a man who fought for democracy? What I'm seeing now. Is that hard to tell me that somebody fought for democracy?
But Barrister, the president has touted to be a master strategist. In all of this that is happening, don't you think that he'll be able to rein in, all these dissenting voices? He's done it before. Look at what happened in the Lagos House of Assembly. Everything is quietened out now. Everybody is at peace and all of that. So do you think that all these little skirmishes, pockets of resistance from here, do you think is going to endure before 2027? Don't you see the president's capacity, his ability to rein in all these dissenting voices?
No, this is a piece of the graveyard, though. Mr. Okoro, this is a piece of the graveyard, because you cannot shortchange me of my mandate and expect me to go home and lie down and be happy. I'll be trying to do something to put spanner in the works. Yes, there's no way people will be happy, because every bad behavior always come to a sorry end. That's the truth. How can you be playing God in a democracy? What kind of thing is that? Look at how long this infamy have continued in Lagos State. And I've always kicked against it. I have always. Because I looked at it and said, no, Lagos cannot grow with this type of behavior. It cannot. And is that not what is going on today? The best of Lagosians are not even close to power. They are not allowed to come close to power. The best of Lagosians, the best that Lagos can offer, they are not even allowed to come close, not to talk of being in power. It is when the election is about to be conducted. They now select loyalists, incompetent loyalists, people who will just be there to answer sir. Not that they are going to work for the people. People who will just be there to bring returns. I mean, people who are not their own man, people who are not independent-minded. These are the people they select every time. Mention any of them that can say, yes, I'm going to work for the people. Okay. Without offending some people.
All right, Barrister. We've been joined by Comrade Emeka Nwokocha from Asaba. Good evening, Comrade Emeka, and thanks for joining us on Political Lens.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for having me this time.
Okay, very well then, Emeka. Thanks for coming. Now, I'm sure you have followed this conversation. We are discussing the protests in Lagos because of alleged imposition of candidates after the local government primaries by the All Progressives Congress. Now, the question is this. Like the guest in the studio here said, it's like become a history, of the APC to impose candidates, whether at the local government, senatorial, House of Assembly, National Assembly level, even at the governorship level. Because I once attended an event, and Raji Fashola Babatunde was the governor then, and he kind of made a request before the national leader of the APC then, who is the current president. And he said, Mr. National Leader, a lot of people are concerned that, look, that our party lacks internal democracy. And they are saying that elections should be, primaries should be conducted free and fair instead of more like this consensus of a thing and imposing candidates. And the national leader then, that's the current president, said, look, Raji, if we followed what you are talking about, you wouldn't be governor now. So, Emeka, the question would be, in all of this, if you understand what has happened in the APC and in particular Lagos State, how much of this has served the people? Has it really served the people? If the national leader then, who is the president, is saying, look, if not for that style of selection, you wouldn't be governor. And looks a lot of people will agree with him that Raji Fashola performed very well. Ambode did well. Sanwo-Olu is also doing well by national standard. So how much of that has served the people well, in your own estimation?
Yeah, my brother, the development is very, very, how do I put it? It doesn't really give anybody joy, because at this time, at this 21st century, at the maturation of our democracy, we are still seeing people who willingly, intentionally, deliberately, want to not even want, scuttling the tenets of democracy before our very eyes. And we have institutions of government that are supposed to correct these anomalies. So, at the end of the day, you now discover when some person state that the Nigerian state has been captured, whether at the local government area, whether at the state level or the presidential level, the person won't be exaggerating, because what we see every day that hit us in the face, tells that a group of persons, a group of cabals, have captured our democracy, and they don't want our democracy, to be transparent, to be credible, because they want to continuously lord it over the people, because their interest in governance is not for the people. It's just what they want to get out of it, to lining their pocket with ill-gotten wealth, for their personal aggrandizement, holding the poor man at the jugular, subjecting him to penury, perpetual suffering, enslavement, like what I liken to the situation in this country, is another, brand of colonialism. We have had colonialism, in the 80s, in the 18th century, but now we are having another brand of colonialism, Nigerians colonizing Nigerians. So, if you look at it, democracy starts with internally. If a party jettisons internal democracy, automatically that party is as good as being declared null and void. Because you do not believe in democracy, then what are you bringing to the front burner? So, if you do not believe in democracy, you have no business coming within the circle of democracy. Just get out of it, because we must follow the trend. We must follow the global trend. Nigeria must evolve. Nigeria must grow. this act of some persons loading it over the majority of the persons, once you want something because it serves your personal purpose, not the purpose of the generality or the masses, you impose the person there using the instrumentalities of government, to advance your cause, to enhance your profligate spending, to enhance your cause, and at the expense of the common man. And it will baffle you to know that if you go to these states, to the local government areas, you will see poverty, smiling at the people. You will see poverty romancing the people. Why those people who are presumably elected to public offices, are globetrotting, are gallivanting with public wealth, and they do this thing with impunity, telling you that they have captured all institutions of government. They are not the laws. They are not the laws. The people are not the servant. People you elected to be the servant are now your masters. And that is why you have seen today, Nigeria as a country is not making any headway. Rather, we are retrogressing. Nigeria today holds 15%. 15% of the poorest of the poor people today are living in Nigeria.
Okay.
3.6 percent of Nigeria by 2027, will slip into the poverty line. You can see the very hurting narratives, around our body policy. It's just because those at the helm who are supposed to be transparent and patriotic Nigerians have circumvented the system just to, kind of profit themselves.
Okay.
And subject the
all right. Comrade
Mokocha. So that is what we are saying.
All right. Yeah. Comrade Mokocha. Now, yes. How much of this we are looking at? Yes, we are looking at the imposition of candidates in local government elections, and we are also discussing local government autonomy at the central level, at the national level. If we have a situation where we have people imposed at the local government level, how can we ensure that autonomy? How can we ensure they are independent? Is it possible that somebody who was handpicked by a certain major stakeholder in the party, the person eventually becomes local government chairman? How do we guarantee the independence of that person when the federation, when money is sent to the person at the center? Is it possible that we work around that? Can it happen? Select imposition and independence. Is there a possibility it could happen in our polity?
What that tells you is that Nigerians, are supposed to begin to understand that these guys do not have the interests of moving our democracy and our country and our state forward. You cannot come in the open, you say one thing, then behind the scene you start to do another thing. The question I may be asking is this: is it difficult to run a transparent, accountable government when even you, who is even the leaders, the constitution has even made this clear, for you to enjoy your life in fullness? The Nigerians are ready. They are even doing it. They have given you everything, to live like Lord. Even for finding yourself within, the circle of governance. Are those things not enough for you? Okay. Because you cannot compare your style of living to the style of living of the average Nigerian. So Nigerians have done a lot of sacrifice to ensure that you are well off. Then why are you still not wanting to deliver good governance so that the people can enjoy a little
thank you very much. Thank you very much, Comrade
Mokocha. It's painful, yes.
All right, thank you very much. Please do stay with us because we need to get into a second topic of discussion. But before we do that, Barrister, let's look at the issue of autonomy and imposition. Can they work hand in hand?
It's not possible. Yeah, that's why I've always kicked against this local government financial autonomy. It can never happen, except you tinker with the constitution. That is why I'm telling you that this thing that Tinubu did, he did it deliberately, knowing that it will not succeed. And he will count it as part of his achievement. If not, why can't he take that constitution to the National Assembly and say, look, tinker with this thing so that it can accommodate this local government financial autonomy? Is that not why the governors went to court to challenge it? Is it working now? It can never work until the constitution is tinkered with. It will never work. So Tinubu deliberately put that thing there, knowing fully well that it will not work. When he wanted to do the other one about national anthem, did he not do that with fiat? And the National Assembly welcomed it. So why is it finding it difficult to tell the National Assembly, tinker with these provisions in our constitution that makes it a law that there must be joint state and local government account?
But we tried it before and it failed. You know the process of constitutional amendment. That 2/3 of the states, which is like 26 of the 36 states, must also have to pass that law in their respective House of Assembly for the law to be amended, by the National Assembly. So we tried it in 2021, and only 6 states approved of local government autonomy. So do you think that if we try it again, that it's going to work this time?
So is that why you now want to do it by fiat? Have you succeeded?
No, the president didn't. He went past through the Supreme Court.
No, the one he did at the Supreme Court, does it abrogate what is in the Constitution?
It doesn't. Exactly the question that I'm asking. So because you also have to understand that the local governments are, by creation, under the states. And they have become special purpose vehicles for the governors. Do you think at any point in time that governors will allow local governments to be taken away from them?
Okoro, we are a federation. And in a federation, you only know the federal government and the subunit, that's the states. The local government is not even mentioned in the equation. So all these things that Tinubu is trying to be more democratic than Democrat is not working and will not work because he's not even showing good example himself. He's not. Look at what he's doing in his state. How can such thing accommodate financial autonomy for local government? You don't pick and choose now. If you claim that you want to do something for the interest of the people, do it holistically. Not choosing one part that will favor you and then leave the other part to the vagaries of the governors. You are not doing anything good in for democracy. You are not. Tinubu knows that. So when you're asking me now, local government autonomy and financial autonomy, it cannot work. It's like two strange bedfellows. It can never work. That's the truth.
All right, Barrister, let's move on. And still in Lagos State, President Bola Tinubu on Saturday addressed the rumored crack in the war between himself and the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, when he declared that he had forgiven Sanwo-Olu and was no longer angry with him, saying it's all over now, all is forgiven. The president's remarks followed a closed-door meeting with members of the Lagos State Governor's Advisory Council, who had come to plead on behalf of the governor and others perceived to have fallen out of favor with the president. Well, chairman of the GAC, Alhaji Tajuddin Olusi, who received the president in Lagos, acknowledged that Tinubu had been unhappy with some individuals in the state, particularly the governor, and appealed for forgiveness. Sources at the meeting confirmed that Tinubu assured those present that he held no grudges, particularly against Sanwo-Olu. In response, the governor and several GAC members prostrated before the president in a show of remorse and appeasement, where reports indicate that the meeting did not delve into specifics of the disagreement between the president and the governor. Rather, it focused on reconciliation, with the president accepting the plea for forgiveness. Now, Barrister, you saw the video played at the beginning of this show where the president sidelined Lagos Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and shook hands with people lined up before and after him. Did that incident mean anything to you? And they didn't give the president away as somebody who doesn't take prisoners in politics.
Mr. Okoro, the worst thing you can do in the mafia world is to outshine the master. You don't do that. You don't try to outshine the godfather in the mafia world. And so, Sanwo-Olu was alleged to have taken part in removing Obasa as the Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly without clearance from Abuja. And that is Tinubu. And this angered Tinubu. He said it openly, that Sanwo-Olu was behind the removal of Obasa.
Okay.
And that was why he tried to embarrass the governor by making sure that Obasa comes back. Now, let me ask you, Mr. Okoro, is the governor not supposed to work with those who will help his team agenda in Lagos State? If the governor discovers that the speaker is acting out of tune, is he not supposed to rein him in so that there will be progress in Lagos State? That means the state assembly is not even in tandem with the governor. They are working with Abuja. Are you telling me that that is the way to go? No, tell me, is that what other states in other places in Nigeria, is that what they are doing? Every state in Nigeria, the assembly member had to work with the governor. But in this case now, the state assembly in Lagos State is now working with the president in Abuja. They are taking orders from him, not even the governor. Because under normal circumstances, it is the governor of this state that is supposed to receive Tinubu whenever he comes here. So this GAC, that is an illegal organization, illegal organ of government, I don't know where that came from. I don't know what purpose they are serving, because they are not constitutionally recognized. GAC. The governor have all the advisors you can think of. Are they not enough to advise him? The governor is working with the state assembly. Are they not enough? Why would you not create another body that will now be breathing down the neck of the governor on your behalf? My dear, this thing that's going on in Lagos, I don't know how to describe it seriously. Unfortunately, the so-called sons of the soil, according to them, they are watching this infamy going on in their states. Can we claim now that we are in a democracy in Lagos State with this type of nonsense? No, are we in a democracy in Lagos State where one man will decide what will happen and will come to pass? Is that a democracy? Because tomorrow, those people that will come and tell me, Lagos is working. Lagos is the best state in Nigeria. Lagos is this, Lagos is that. If not for the revenue that is coming into Lagos State, what do you think would have happened, Mr. Okoro? And this revenue, we are not even seeing the benefit, we are not seeing the impact. All the federal government structures there that are contributing money to Lagos State government, where is the money going into? No accountability, nothing. Somebody will sit down somewhere and decide what will happen, Mr. Okoro, in a state. And people are not seeing anything wrong with it. No, tell me, nobody sees anything wrong with this thing that's going on in Lagos State. If this is how to make peace or how to find peace, then count me out. Okay, now, Barrister, let's go to our virtual guest. Comrade Emeka Nwokocha, now, okay, I understand that there's a network glitch there. So, Barrister, let me stay with you. Now, the crack that was rumored, has already been mended before it blew to the open. Do you see it as this mending of a fence between the president and the governor? Is it just for the optics? Does the president have a forgiving heart, or is he merely playing politics? Because a lot of people were it was a speculation, but it blew open on Saturday. Now these are forgiven. Do you think that the president has seriously forgiven? Look at what happened to Femi Pedro. Look at what happened to Ambode. Look at what happened to Muiz Banire and all of those people. Does the president, look at what happened to Raji Fashola. Does the president have a forgiving heart, or is he merely playing politics? The stakes are high now. Things have changed. Whatever happened in those days that you are talking about, if you check now, the game plan have changed. Tinubu wants his son to be Lagos State governor. Is that not true? Who will help him to do that? Is it not people? So he have no choice than to forgive some people, because it is these same people that will help him if you want to succeed. If you continue to play malice with everybody, he will lose out. Even with this piece of the graveyard, I'm telling you authoritatively, they have not forgiven Tinubu. They have not forgiven Tinubu. People are still bearing grudges. Remember how Obasa came back. He mobilized two elder statesmen in Yoruba land, Chief Shegu Oshoba and Chief Bisa Akonde, that they should go and talk to Obasa. He will be reinstated. Then after, he will now resign. On his own terms. On his own hand. These elderly men, Tinubu used them. These elderly men, they accepted and went on that mission and succeeded in bringing Obasa back. Immediately Obasa came back, what happened? Tinubu justicing what he agreed with these people. So how do you think those men will be looking at Tinubu now? How do you think they will feel? They were used like every other person. So those people will not be happy. Even the people they imposed Obasa on, they will not be happy with him. These are things, so they are waiting for 2027. I have told you, I want to see how Tinubu is going to manipulate all the enemies he have lined up for himself.
Talking about 2027, many people believe that, like you also said, that the rift between the president and the governor arose because of the impeachment of Obasa. And we all know what led to, or how Obasa was reinstated into office and all of that. So if you put together what happened between when Obasa left and what is going on, or what went down between the president and the governor, does it looks like he pampered Obasa? Does he value Obasa more than the governor himself?
I think so. And
so what would that be?
Mr. Okoro, look,
Obasa is just a speaker. The other person is a governor that is in control of a budget, state budget and all of that.
Listen, Mr. Okoro, in the kingdom of darkness, what happens there is unknown to ordinary people. Are you getting what I'm saying?
But I don't get it. Which kingdom are you talking about?
I said in the kingdom of darkness. Or is there no kingdom like that? There are kingdoms
I have not been before, so I don't know.
But we have had stories. Those who went there and came out.
Okay.
They came to tell us what happened. At least we have seen it either in Nollywood or in practical life experience. So if you're a member, you can even sacrifice your parents, your father, for the kingdom to move forward. Okay. That's what happened. So members of such a group, you cannot deny them whatever they want from you, or you are in a position, you consider them first before any other person. That is what happens. So when all these alliances are going on, before the physical eye, you would think that it is ordinary. No, it's not ordinary. That is why one small boy somewhere, or even a tout, you know all these agberos, there are places they will enter, but you will not enter. Are you aware? Because of the position they occupy and what they have done for the kingdom. So these are the things that is going on. I don't think...
Barrister, we are out of time. Can we have your concluding thoughts? And I'd like for you to walk around what you think the politics of Lagos will be in 2027 if things progress as they are now. You know, disaffection, protests, trying to mend fences between the governor, GAC, and all of that. What do you predict in 2027 for APC?
I predict that the people of Lagos will rise up and take back their life. Somebody have hijacked their life and their inheritance. In fact, I am wishing that it will happen so that we will now know the money of Lagos, where it's going to. We will now know the real Lagos. We will now know those who are working for Lagos and those who are working for an individual.
Barrister, they are using Lagos money to build Lagos.
No, it's
Isn't
not.
That true?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. Even though they said they know. The day the right person will come, chosen by Lagosians, Mr. Okoro, you see the difference. The day Lagos will be free from Godfather or whatever, you see the difference. You see development in this Lagos. I'm not joking. Lagos is in bondage as I talk to you today. Okay. Political bondage, economic bondage. The facts are there. If not, why would one man go and write names of those who will be local government chairman and impose it on the people? What does that mean? Is that not bondage on his own? No, is that not bondage? Though the Lagosians will wake up and say, what kind nonsense be this?
Okay.
Awolowo didn't go this far now, even as the premier of the Western region. He didn't go this far. So I don't know why people are tolerating this type of nonsense. I don't know why.
Okay, like they say, no empire rules forever.
I mean,
well, this would be a good place to anchor this conversation. We've been speaking with Barrister Darlington Agomo. Barrister Darlington is a lawyer, social affairs commentator. He's also VOP in-house analyst. Thank you, Barrister, for coming to Political Lens. We appreciate your presence.
It's my pleasure.
All right. On behalf of the backroom staff, the technical director, Olusegun Joy, the bus manager, Ikechukwu Ezema, sound engineer, Paul Anebi, and ingest manager, Samuel, I am Chukwuma Okore. Up next is Issues with Jerry Apollo High. Stay with us and don't go away. And bye for now.